I am about a half a mile west of the roadblock. I'm about a half mile west of the roadblock where I was streaming to you live earlier. It's hard for you to see, but from this distance, without being able to zoom in with the iPhone here. But there's a barn, and almost to the right of dead center on the screen. And just beyond the left edge of that barn is where the roadblock is. I can barely make out a white Jeep there right now. Anyhow, they've moved everybody out of that area. They're even, I'm told, unofficially moving rescue personnel, recovery personnel out of the area because some of that area anyway, because of further concern of the instability of the surrounding hillside and whatever the river might do at this point, because that river has energy and it's going to want to go somewhere. I'm in the front yard now of a home along SR 530. I want to bring this gentleman in just a moment in front of the camera, and we'll ask him some questions. So just a moment, because I'm going to get a light first so we can make this work better. Just a moment, please.
Right up there, all the way up. You know, we were up there this morning. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Please stand by.
What I see was there about an hour ago, Mark?
Oh, is that? I did not know that.
No, not an hour ago. An hour prior to.
Okay. Sir, could I have you come over here and just ask you a few questions?
You want to ask me the questions first?
I'll keep anything you don't like, just don't answer. I'll keep it real informal. Okay, right there's really good. And then, tell you what we'll do, bring this a little bit closer. Really appreciate your patience here with me. Alrighty, great. All right, sir, could you please tell me your name?
Tim Alskog.
Tim, how do you spell your last name?
A-L-S-K-O-G.
A-L-S-K-O-G, Alskog. Steve, could you close the tailgate, please? Mr. Alskog, this obviously is something that literally is still, you must comprehend it. There's not a lot of information isn't even out yet. You're still getting the information. But based on what you're seeing, because I know I just showed you some pictures, and what you're hearing, what's your thought at this moment?
Well, it's devastating, really. And the thing that really kind of concerns me is we know a lot of the people that live up there. So we've been praying for them that everything, but I don't know yet.
I'm going to move a little bit closer because I don't have an additional microphone. It's kind of hard to hear you. So you're telling me, Mr. Alskog, that you know a lot of the people that live.
Well, I won't say a lot, but we know a few people up there, yes.
In fact, when you were looking at the photos that were provided to me of the slide area, the slide itself, the missing hillside, the roadway, from a Jamie Mason who lives up in that area, which I tweeted, you looked at them all, but one you focused on and said you think you might even recognize the home.
Right.
And then you said those folks, if it's who you think they are, those folks had a mudslide about a week ago.
From the other direction, behind them, if it's that house.
Now, you were up in that area earlier today, only about an hour before the slide?
Oh, an hour or so, yes. My wife and I walk up the railroad grade there.
And was there anything, go ahead. Was there anything unusual at that? Did you hear anything, see anything? Did the slides cross your mind? It was just a pleasurable weekend walk.
Well, it was. But it's been sliding, and so you're always concerned, wondering what's going on. So that we were kind of wondering, what would happen if it happened fast, if you'd see it, or, if you'd have any chance for escape or what. So, yeah.
So now it's pretty much a waiting game for you. It's not, excuse the expression, it's not a game. It's hurry up and wait, and obviously a great deal of anxiety.
Yeah.
And you live right along the side of the highway here, and so you've been watching all sorts of rescue personnel arrive by land and air from far-reaching jurisdictions, isn't that right?
Yes. We've seen them from Everett, from Monroe, all of Arlington, Getchell. Yes.
How long have you lived in this area?
Oh, about 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah.
So that area, that would be Oso, wouldn't it?
Yes.
That's Oso, which is roughly how far from Darrington?
Oh, That I don't know. Maybe 22 miles.
About 22 miles. What can you tell people who would watch this about the Oso area? It's a very small community, right?
Right.
Close?
Yes. Yes. My father-in-law was born and raised down that little house down there. And then we're staying with my father-in-law, helping him. He's 90 years old. And he's lived here all of his life. Yeah.
So this is obviously going to hit a lot of people in the area with roots, and you're one of them.
It is, yeah. Yeah.
And your son's here too.
Yes, he's gone now.
Are you concerned? They've been talking about the river and what it might do. You seem to be maybe a quarter mile from the river, or is it closer? The North Fork of the Stillaguamish.
Yeah, it's right behind those tall trees there. This side of the barns.
Right.
Yes.
Have you? You're on a little bit higher ground here. I'd say about 25, 35 feet above the valley, a little valley below you. Have you had this area accumulate water? No, you've never. So you feel pretty safe here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there anything I haven't asked you that you would like to add?
No, but I think I better take this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. You did a great job. So there you go, folks. Thank you very much for tuning in to Beyond90seconds.com. Once again, we are along Highway 530, State Route 530. At this point, we're about perhaps nearly 2 miles west of the slide area. Unconfirmed reports that even some of the rescue and recovery personnel have been leaving parts of the immediate area of concern due to concern about the instability of the river, perhaps, but certainly the surrounding hills. And that is a grave concern right now. We've seen rescue vehicles coming and going, helicopters. That's really the best information I have right now for you that I've been able to observe directly. I know there's a lot that's going on Twitter. As I stream the video with these reports, I can't quite keep up as well as I would like to on Twitter, and there's also some excellent information coming from some sources that I'll need to check in with in a little bit as well. But I wanted to set up here and provide you with this live view from this gentleman's front yard. And let's kind of give you a pan of the area, or a little view here. So this gentleman where I'm standing, there's a cross street, which is actually across the highway from here. It's 247th Avenue Northeast. So I'm at SR 530 and 247th Avenue Northeast. And these are guys just talking about what's going on, obviously, and trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together as everybody else is. And this is a look towards the slide area. You can see just how high some of these immediate hill and mountainsides are. I'm not certain which side, the north or the south, the primary slide is. That would be the mountain to the north, and then you have some hills. Definitely some hills tucked in there to the left, kind of over in this area that run low as a ridge line. I don't know if you can make out that that distinguished difference that I can with the naked eye. I know this is a low quality stream. Someone hightailing it down there just now, pickup truck. Well, thank you all very much for tuning into this live stream. This is Mark Warner, Beyond90seconds.com, just west of the slide location, which is actually in Oso, which is near Darrington. So thanks again. I appreciate you watching, and I'll do my best to get some more information, perhaps another vantage point, and come back to you with more information. If I do come back from the same point, it's going to be because I have something new to report. Thank you so much for watching. It's much appreciated. I'll maintain the live picture here for just a minute or so longer, and we'll likely at that time shut the feed down and go out and gather some more information. Here comes the vehicle with lights on. Hey, hi guys.
So it sounds pretty rough.
Oh, it sounds horrible. Yeah.
I've heard there's not numerous, but there's countable houses in that fort.
Well, that's what this one. Last name is huge. Yeah.
That was another unmarked vehicle with sirens on coming this way that just passed.
Yeah. This house is gone. But they were at a baseball game down in Pullman.
I've got some gentlemen behind me right now that are sharing some information or concerns. They must be locals. I'm going to see if they would mind talking to me just a moment.
I'm just worried about Dallas. I'm worried about Baker's family up there, the Aylesworths.
Yeah.
Do you know Bob Baker?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, his.
No, we were just talking to somebody that's friends with so-and-so.
You see what's going on from here? Or?
No.
So-and-so.
It's a mile and a half beyond that Jeep where the roadblock is.
I guess they were saying
They won't let you walk past there, and then
Bob's, was it, Garrett?
Huh?
Bob's house?
Bob's.
No, Bob's cousin.
Bobby Ellsworth.
Yeah, they're saying that they're...
From what I've heard, her house is gone.
Oh my gosh.
They can't find it.
Would you mind? I'm streaming live and actually have people watching, getting information. Would you mind if I talk to you guys at all about what you know or what you're hearing?
Well, I can't. I'm the United States Forest Service.
Okay,
So
I appreciate that.
I
That's why.
can't
okay.
do it. I can't even go into
Okay.
CPR without permission.
Okay, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I'm just I'm on here on vacation from Florida, so.
Is there anything that you're hearing that you might be able to share with me that I could pass along? Because a lot of people have concerns because they know people in the area or have family in the area. I'm just trying to get them what I can.
Garrett can give you a little bit more than I can.
Garrett?
Yeah, Garrett can give you. He might,
Yeah, he wants us to leave. The PI is coming. Okay. Yeah.
Firehouse.
Okay. Hey, Garrett, this gentleman was telling me you might be able to give me some information. Just nothing official, I understand, but you live in the area, right? Can I just ask you a few questions?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, could you come closer, please? I'm actually streaming live over the internet. A lot of people are really concerned about what's going on up here, obviously. Come on in closer if you wouldn't mind, Garrett. So, Garrett, do you live in this area?
Yeah, I live right across the street there.
You live right across the street. What's your last name, Garrett?
Simmons.
Simmons, S-I...
M-M-O-N-S.
Okay. How long have you lived here?
I've lived out here for 13 years.
13 years. So what are you hearing in terms of lost structures, lost homes, people affected?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I went down there. The cop said he won't let me through, so I went up the road that they had the road closed at. Went up the next road, a back road, and I talked to him and went up there a little bit more and saw the washout. I didn't see the whole thing, but I could see where there's trees and where the river's just a trickle instead of, a normal flow like it normally is. And the guy I walked down there with said that he's talking to someone from the Darrington side, and they have heard that the people's houses that they know of are gone. They're not sure. That's one person's house. I don't know if there's 15 houses gone or if there's 2 houses gone, but I've heard that my buddy's family's house is gone, so I've been trying to get a hold of him and let him know and see what he knows and whatnot. That's about the only, as far as structures I know that are gone, but I saw a couple like honey buckets in the washout and looked like some little outbuildings and stuff like that in the washout. As far as houses, I didn't see any houses in the washout, but I've heard that there's maybe 1 or 2 houses out, and I've heard that there's... And the guy I was talking to, he was on the phone with someone that's from the other side, said that they rescued a baby. And the cop said there's 35 aid cars down there, 35 plus aid cars down there. There's numerous rescue and search and rescue helicopters. There's another aid car. I mean, they're coming all the way from Marysville. We're out here in Oso. They got Darrington, Arlington, Oso Volunteer Fire Department, probably Arlington Heights, Arlington, and Marysville, Getchell. I don't know exactly. I mean, how much stuff they got up there, but.
So right now, it's unconfirmed. You're hearing that someone, your buddy, his home is missing.
Not his home, but his family member's home.
His family member's home. and you're not able to reach your buddy just yet, or anybody?
No, he was at my house after it all happened, so I know he's fine, but I can't get a hold of him after he left my house. And he went up there, and the cop said to turn around, and then he came back and talked to me, and I said I'm going to go up there and talk to the cop personally and see if I can get through, because I had shovels and pickaxes and and chainsaws and numerous stuff to help if they need an extra hand. And I didn't see. I think my buddy took off back towards Arlington. I don't know what happened. If he's talking to his other grandparents up the road or trying to get more info from someone else.
I've seen a photo of the hillside, and much of it's missing. Were you able to see that from when you were down there?
From where I was, I couldn't see where the actual hill had washed out. I could just see all the dirt from the washout. Can
I show it to you? Go ahead and stand where you're at, if you don't mind, and I will bring it up for you. There's a young woman who follows me on Twitter. I follow her, and she shares pictures when stuff happens up here. And her name is Jamie Mason.
Oh, my goodness. Well,
what do you think of when you see that photo of the hillside gone?
Well, see, there was a washout in that same area probably 5-6 years ago. There was a big washout, but nothing, as from what I heard, this big. And that looks like, I'm not sure, but that looks like the same spot where it's washed out, but much greater. And I mean, in the picture, it looks like the road that they rebuilt has been washed out again.
They rebuilt a road. What road would that have been?
This road.
They redid a part of SR 5.
They reconstructed this whole road. I mean, not this whole road, but that section of the road, probably a quarter-mile, half-mile section of the road. They reconstructed it, and they backfilled it, and they did numerous things to reconstruct it. Put a big retaining wall on it, on either side of the road, and it looks like it's washed out again in that picture.
May I show you some more pictures? Okay, I'll just start from the beginning. This is the first one. You're not going to see very, very well because of the lighting. The second picture will be one that you've already seen. And then there'll be, I think, a couple more.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
I'm going to get right over your shoulder. Please stand right where you're at and just tell me what your thoughts are, if you recognize anything.
Nice. I mean, I recognize camo coats. That's about it. I mean,
what's it called? Camo
coats. Being sarcastic, but I mean, I know that mountain, and I can't really tell what section of the road that is, though. There's only a select.
What's the name of the mountain? Do you know?
It's Oso Hill to me.
You know it is Oso Hill. Okay.
So.
And I'm sorry. Tell people your first and last name again.
Garrett Simmons.
Garrett Simmons. Garrett, you've lived up here, I think you said, was like a dozen or 13 years?
Yeah.
And you know the area. You look like the outdoor type. If you live up here, you probably need to be able to take care of yourself outside. You seem to be that kind of a guy. You offered your assistance. You have, I think you said, pickaxes, shovels, things like that. Chainsaw. But they weren't going to take that help. I think part of the reason for that might very well have been about the immediate concern for additional lives.
If anything happens, and I get stuck out there, that's just more stuff that they have to worry about.
Again, but the headline for you, amongst other things, but certainly your friend, who you know is okay, he has a family. His family member has a home there, and there's no word about whether or not that home's still standing, or you've had indications it may have been swept away?
Yes.
The home?
That's what I've heard, yes.
You have heard your friend's family member's home has been swept away. And you've not since been able to reach your friend just to get the latest.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about Oso itself? It's a very small town, but I take it to tight-knit town.
It is a tight-knit town. I mean, you got the volunteer fire department. They do everything they can to help. And there's a volunteer fire department with pontoon right there. He just drove by. I mean, it's an awesome community. A lot of outdoorsmen. We all pitch in and do what we can.
It's really good that people get a sense of who this town is, if we can make people care beyond the immediate area, perhaps even more assistance, more outreach, because this is a story, sadly, given what appears to be an event that took, I'm hearing, several lives, that is going to get national attention. So please tell people about Oso, tell people about the area, let them, what's it like up here? What's Oso like? What are the people like?
People are, I don't know, they're forgiving, they're very, I wouldn't say soft-spoken, but there's definitely a lot of charisma around here, and I mean, I would just say great people, and it's nice being out here. You don't have, you know, a whole lot of attention out here as far as, you know, the big city lights, and you can pretty much free to roam and do whatever you want out here.
Has there been much? I mean, in the Seattle area vicinity news, we hear a lot about mudslides in Mukilteo, along railroad tracks, along Puget Sound. We hear about them in other nearby areas, but I don't recall hearing much about this specific area. Is there a lot of concern ongoing about mudslides in this area? Is this highly unusual?
This is pretty unusual. I mean, we've had, like I said, since I've been here in 13 years, we've had one mudslide about 5 years ago, and it was nothing like it is now. I mean, this is the second mudslide we've had in 13 years that I know of. So
you've seen a lot of response. It sounds like you have some firsthand knowledge about emergency responders. You've noticed that they come from a lot of different agencies, both by land and air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they. I mean, from what I've seen, there's state patrol down there. There's sheriffs. There's Marysville, Getchell Fire Station down there, and aid cars. There's, I mean, who knows? There might be Savannah first aid down there. I would assume so. There's Arlington Heights, and
Lake Rossiger.
And then I don't know about them. I haven't seen any of theirs.
Getchell.
Yeah, Getchell from Marysville, and then there's, I mean, Arlington or the OSO Volunteer Fire Department's most likely down there. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, I just saw, I believe Timmy drive by. He's part of the OSO Fire Department, and he drove down there, and obviously they let him through. Probably, you know, they told him that he's part of the fire department, and he got his way through.
I was going to say something. How close is the river? Does it run to the highway at that point, roughly where the landslide is? Is it right up against it, or?
Right through there is probably the quarter mile away a crow flies.
When you looked at that photo of the hillside, so much of it missing now, you recognize that hillside, right?
Yeah.
Were there a number of homes beneath that hill?
Not right there in that section, no.
Okay.
How's it going?
Moving it back up to the Oso Loop Road here, just so you know.
What?
Okay.
The roadblock? Roadblock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you want us to leave?
Oh, you're fine. I'm just telling you, don't try to go further east just because we're leaving there.
Oh, absolutely not. Would not burn that bridge.
We got orders from DOT that's backing up, and they want us to higher ground. So.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, sir. Trooper, thanks.
Have a good one.
Yeah, so just to recap, that's a trooper who was manning the roadblock about a half mile east of here, and he's now leaving the scene because
That's west.
well, the roadblock was a half mile east of here. They're now moving down to Oso Loop Road, I believe he said.
Yes.
And that is going to be west of here, and it's because of concern about the safety in this location.
Hi.
Hi.
The lieutenant, Roshan, he wants everybody over the hill crest. There's a waiting area.
Okay.
He's talking to people too, answering questions.
Okay, very good. We'll get out.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hi, Garrett. Hey. Mr. Simmons, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I hope that your friend's family is okay.
Yeah, I sure do too.
Okay.
I'm going to talk to my neighbor here.
Okay, very good. Mr. Simmons, excuse me, Mr. Simmons, he's going to go talk to his neighbor. We're going to get out of here. We've been told to move, to go further west because the area is not deemed entirely safe. But there, to my knowledge, there's been no evacuation in this immediate area where I am standing. Obviously, you're looking at residents, but they want camera crews out of here. And they're moving the roadblock, he said, for safety reasons. So that's further away from the mudslide. The roadblock, just so you know, was just off in this direction, just beyond that barn in the distance. And that point where that roadblock is, which we streamed from initially earlier today, that is about 1.5 miles west of the slide area. Now we're being moved even further back. So I'll check in with you later. Thank you very much for watching this live stream. This is Mark Warner, Beyond90seconds.com. Really appreciate your taking a moment to watch, and we'll try to gather some new information for you. right, that's it. I'm going to shut down now, and I'll be attempting to stream from another location in a little bit. Thanks a lot, folks, for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at Beyond 90 Seconds. Thanks so much for watching.